Hi, I'm Valerie Henbest from the Smelly Cheese Shop, and I'm here to meet Sharon Romeo and David Swain from Fino, Vino. We decided that there's no other place better than this place to explore cheese and sharing. So a lot on today. It's going to be fun. Follow me. Voila.
Hi.
Hey, so we're ready. Are you?
I am.
Hot here.
Kitchen. Always hot.
Kitchen hot. All right. So what are you gonna do for us?
Well, we've got all the sherries that we've been trying with the cheese.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this sort of peasant style Spanish dish with saffron rice, morcilla, which is blood sausage, and braised rabbit. And it's a dish that we have cooked over the winters, over the years, and it's just one of our faves.
For 14 years, actually.
Yeah, it's a great staff meal. Your umami coming out of the flavours of it
Oh,
is
it's much
fantastic.
It's going really well with the umami coming out of the cherries.
Yeah, so
All right. So
we cook in cazuelas, which is a Spanish oven-made dish.
okay.
So a lot of our food is cooked in these little dishes, and the terracotta imparts this beautiful flavour into the dish also.
Oh, wow.
So it's different if you cook it in a pan
Yeah,
or a
right.
stainless steel pot. You just never get that earthiness.
That's amazing.
And it
it's never
holds
gonna
heat.
crack.
Oh,
No.
eventually it will,
Oh,
but
yeah.
these have been used for years and they don't.
Okay.
Also holds the
Eventually.
heat as well.
So you do individual dishes on the.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Mamma mia.
I mean, we're going to start with this blood sausage, which is the morcilla.
Morcilla is blood sausage.
Yes,
It's Spanish.
Yeah.
Spanish blood sausage.
Yeah, yeah.
Spanish blood sausage.
So you make it?
No, this one I haven't made. At the moment, we're not making anything like this in-house.
Right.
We'll just have to get through a few more weeks.
Yeah. What's
But-
going in there?
That is the stock we're going to use for this. So that's a rabbit stock. We're making all the bones.
Conejo. Conejo.
Conejo.
Or coniglio in
Coniglio in
Italian.
Italian, conejo
Yeah, yeah,
in
So-
Español.
Over the years, we've made this beautiful Spanish sausage called chorizo, which
Yeah.
we
Yes, of
we
course.
make hundreds and hundreds of kilos, and then we
You make.
Yeah, it's
for
forever.
years. So I used to get them from Melbourne from a Spanish man called Angel Cardosa, and then he stopped producing them because the government told him he wasn't following the right protocol for making sausages, but he was making how we used to in Spain. So we lost that producer and that flavour, so we decided to start making our own sausages,
Fair enough.
and we haven't for the last few months, but generally we get the pig in, we make the sausages about this time of year,
Perfect.
and then we have this beautiful bacterial ferment that happens in them, and then we air dry them, and then we're ready for cooking. So that's
There's a
also,
lot of fat in that sausage.
there's a little bit of fat.
Yeah. So
So
then,
in fact,
you know,
we're just getting a nice little crust on it, and then I've got a saffron rice base that we cook with just white wine and celery, leek, and brown onion, and we just sweat that down, a little bit of white wine, and we add it to this. And then we've got the braised rabbit, and then the bones we just do the stock with. So it's a really beautiful peasant dish. And
Yeah. Well,
also
nothing
good.
wrong with that.
it's also a little bit brecky.
Good breaking.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
good
Spanish breaking.
Yeah.
Right. So did you do that because of the nature of the cheese that you thought would complement that nicely?
Yes, so just before we're about to serve it, on will go this beautiful loin that has just been poached in white wine, and then we grate cheese into it, and we get it really hot and bubbling, and it's just so good. You just have to eat it.
Wow, wow, wow. Sounds amazing. Organized.
Awesome.
Yes,
neat
they all
drawers with
Yeah.
everything like compartmented. What is that? Oh yeah, that's the
This is-
saffron rice.
Yes, saffron rice, which is the bomba rice from Spain, which is a native rice from Spain.
Right.
They have two rice, calaspara and bomba, which are actually native to Spain.
are they from the same region, David?
They are from the same region, I'm pretty sure.
So is that al dente? It looks like.
It is pretty well raw.
Oh, right.
So the grain is very, very hard. We've just started, basically, it's still very,
it's
very
this.
hard.
Super nice.
So it hasn't really been cooked at all.
Right.
I just wanted to get the colour into it so we get this beautiful depth of flavour.
Nice. It's very well.
Yeah.
I can smell it. See how
Smells super nice. Are you thinking sherry? What do I do?
Always.
What do I do?
Yeah, always. Always.
You never stop.
And then all the legs have just been braised down.
So legs.
Legs and saddle, yeah.
Legs and saddle, all braised down.
No.
All rabbit.
Rabbit.
All
All rabbit. All rabbit.
All rabbit.
All
Sorry,
cornetto. Yeah, the only
Yeah.
thing that's not a rabbit is a pork
Wow.
sausage.
How special. Oh my goodness, you did it. Yeah, right. Okay.
But it's so simple and it's so honest.
That's for sure.
And rustic.
And generous in
Yeah, absolutely. Generous in flavour
I mean, I
too.
like this idea that with simple ingredients, I mean, proper ingredients, simple, and a simple way of cooking them,
Approaching them, yeah.
approaching them. I like that. And it's at the same time, you look at that and you go, it's very special.
But
in
that's-
this sense, at the same time.
That's our
because-
philosophy. That is
yeah.
exactly our approach. David's approach to food and that my approach to the connection between food and the diner. That's all we want to achieve.
I love that. I think it really talks to me a lot. I mean, it's really going back to what's real. And, you know, you touch people a lot more with, you know, real ingredient, real story behind everything. Because, where did you create that dish or you have...
It's
Yes,
just
you
something, yeah. It came from the blood sausages and the chorizo sausages that we used to make, and our love of sherry and Spanish cooking. And we've been following that journey for 14, 15 years. And it's just, I haven't actually cooked this dish for, probably
Eight plus
8 or 10
days.
years.
Yeah.
And it was just something Sharon said, do you remember this dish? And I went, absolutely I do. And yeah, I'll
And I guess,
recreate it.
you know, in
Nice.
these uncertain times, it's for us, we have the opportunity to provide comfort.
Comfort.
To
I was about to
guests.
say,
Yeah.
that's a real comfort food.
And it comes from the
Idea.
heart. You know, the way
Yeah.
we serve people, it is
Yeah,
very
very
basics.
authentically, beautifully simple and yet very special
and memorable.
and memorable. Yeah.
And memorable.
So,
Obviously, people that have pet rabbits don't enjoy this dish. I've been finding this out when I talk about it to customers.
do you
Well,
know
see, we started with the rabbits. We used to get wild caught rabbits from this wonderful person down in Wollonga, and she pretty much got rid of all the rabbits on the Fleurieu Peninsula over about a 2-year period
She did.
because we bought so many rabbits off her
Oh,
every week.
right. So
And
the
then-
council must be happy because
They were,
rabbit,
they were.
rabbit is a pest, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here in this country.
Yeah, so we were getting rid of all the rabbits on
Yeah,
the Fleurieu
right.
Peninsula, and then she couldn't find it anymore, so she moved to Swan Reach. And we haven't, and they're all back on the Fleurieu Peninsula now, all the rabbits. So
Yeah.
she'll have to come home
They're
again.
very well known for that. They're just
Yeah, they are. I see them all the time.
Very quickly.
I said them one time,
and,
go,
yeah.
But cooking it as well, you can put as much heat
Right,
as you
so-
want with the flames. And then
There's wine a little bit there.
there is a little bit of wine in this.
not much.
Not much, no.
Okay. So how long are you gonna cook that?
Well, I
let
think
that bubble.
It's going to
Probably
taste
another 10 minutes. Because the rice is so undercooked,
Yeah.
raw,
Yeah.
it would take a little bit of cooking. But I want that rapid
heat.
heat and the cooking process, so
Yeah.
I just keep topping up a little bit of stock.
Okay. But you don't have to stir it like a risotto because it's not a risotto.
No, so you're not trying to get that creaminess from the starch of the risotto
Right.
because this is the Oreo rice is Italian and
Yeah,
the bomba
right.
rice is there's this rice. So the bomba rice is what they use for paella, and then calaspara is what you use for oven baking.
Okay.
So different.
So that's the paella
This is paella,
rice.
so
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is cooked on top.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And I suppose you could, based on that principle, you could really have that theme developed with other ingredients like rabbit, but it could also be
We do the fish, the salted
seafood.
bacala,
Oh, yeah.
which is we don't use bacala. We make our own. So we use either snapper or mulloway from the Coorong. And
Right.
we salt that down in rock salt for a week,
Yep.
and then that takes out all the moisture of the fish.
Yep.
Then we just soak it overnight and steam that and flake it through the dish, and that also is a beautiful winter warming comfort dish.
Nice. Wow.
We like the
So,
Italians have their polenta, the Spanish have their saffron rice.
Yeah, fair enough. So do you have that on the menu at the moment?
Absolutely.
We do.
What are you doing?
Come and check it out because it looks like you're gonna want this dish big time. All right, so
A little bit more stock, and then I'll put in the loin.
Right.
And we need some salt.
Pink River
Marinara.
Marinara salt.
Yes,
It's so flavoursome.
I do like this salt.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's not as harsh as table salt, and it's got this beautiful sweetness
Yeah,
that other salts don't have
Yeah.
from that muddy
Yeah, but
river.
it lifts
But
the-
it's a really beautiful salt.
And would you say that sherry is fairly savoury, isn't it, in its nature?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
apart from the Jimenez, obviously.
Yeah, it is savoury, but there's
Yeah.
this kind of sweetness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the fact
Like
that,
fruit sweetness.
like whatever, the cheese we add, which is a savoury and salty element, will push the sweetness of the
rabbit too,
sherry
'cause
and everything.
Absolutely. There is sweetness to rabbit too.
So La Dame from the
La
Barossa,
Dame.
Victoria,
Why
is going to be
have you
very pleased.
Oh, look, this cheese is a beautiful little cheese that goes really well
It sure does.
with cooking, like a Gruyere.
Yeah.
That's why I like Gruyere
Yeah.
for cooking too. And I find this cheese is a lovely Australian version.
Yeah. It is very, very. The texture is
Yeah.
fantastic for it.
Yeah.
Very creamy, very.
And it's a very different from her cheese that we buy from the shop
Yeah.
to your cheese that's been affinered.
Yeah.
It has a lot more complexity. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what it does, really, sort of developing the nature and the complexity of the cheese that's really strive.
So this is all
Alright,
the
what is
rabbit
that?
loin. That's all the loin
The
that's
loin,
just
yeah.
been poached in white wine.
Wow.
And then you've got some.
What white wine did you use for that?
Or we use Fino, a wine we made.
Fiano, it's
Is it
actually,
Fiano?
You make wine.
wait
Yeah.
a sec, folks. It is a brilliant Fiano made by a wonderful human who makes Fiano, who specialises in it. We cannot say we are sworn to secrecy.
Everything you do
Yep.
is pretty excellent.
What herbs have you got there,
Fino,
Just
Fino.
parsley.
Oh, parsley, yeah.
That's all. And olive oil.
Well, that looks just divine. My goodness me. If you're not running by now, just making your first booking.
Sorry, let's take photos. It's so beautiful.
Oh, wow. And the cheese. Oh, look at that. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, okay. Breakfast, any day, any time.
Any day.
Lunch and dinner.
Doesn't matter. No. Just have it with something to drink.
Oh, okay. Okay.
More stock. So that looks almost ready.
It is almost ready.
Are you just waiting for the cheese to kind of
You don't want to all the bubble and boil in there.
Sure.
It is.
Sure. Wow. Oh. So we can't all do that.
Well, you
No,
could,
that's
but
true.
you wouldn't want to clean it.
I've got an induction stove for a start.
Oh, well, you couldn't at all. But you just have to come to Fino.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to taste better.
Well, you're not- And because there are so many different elements to the rabbit, so it's been braised, it's been poached.
Yeah. There's an enormous amount of
Work
behind that. You make it like
yeah.
it looks very simple, but there's lots of preps and lots
But also, David's using the whole of the rabbit, so the bones get broken down to make stock. The loin gets poached, the saddle and the legs get braised.
Yeah.
It's all used.
Use half a plate.
Yeah.
Oh, any plate, then we can just have a try.
Yes. And then we're gonna sort of apply the Fino technique. Oh, mamma mia!
Mmm,
Oh, it smells so nice. That looks amazing.
it's good.
Bravo!
Grazie mille.
Grazie.
Alright,
Okay.
let's see. So should we try? See what works?
Are we going to burn ourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
To
are.
get the feet very, very hot.
She's game. She's game.
Cool it down.
All right. So your first instinct.
My first instinct is either these three, and look, I've paired it with all three.
Okay.
Yeah, and they all work. It depends on the palate. It depends on what the person prefers too, but they all actually work.
Yeah, yeah, okay, cool.
Thank you, David.
Oh, that's amazing. And is that, you don't tell me you just serve, is that for one, that's not for one person?
It can be.
Can be. It's good for two.
Yeah, it's perfect for
It's
two.
better be hungry if you come here.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good for two, definitely, but, all right. And then you could maybe...
We can.
Encore un petit peu. Un poco más. Super.
Thanks, David.
So,
Okay, so let's just, so here we have Barossa. Here we have Amontillado. And here we have Palo Cortado. Okay, so that's light.
fun game.
So yeah, we've never done this before, this is fun. So light to, yeah, more robust.
Yep. All right, so what's the deal? We're following you. So
Okay.
do you always say try the dish first and then go, or do you say try the...
I will try the food first.
Yeah.
And then the wine.
Correct.
Let's do that. So here we go. Alex, second. Oh mon Dieu. No, this is seriously.
Okay, so here we have a Palo Cortado. See if this works. Absolutely. But I haven't had any morphine. Does that work? Or is it a bit light on?
No, it's not too light on. It can take heavier. We haven't even got into it here.
Wow. See, I'm so new to the sherry idea, but it's delicious to me.
Okay, for me, the Palo Cortado works with the loin. I think the Amontillado is going to work with the leg and the saddle, and then probably Barossa will work with the morphine.
Yeah.
So you all have to have one glass of sherry each.
If you may. Right,
What do you think about that?
So let's say that again for me. So this one for the
In my personal opinion, the Palo Cortado works with the
loin.
loin because it's so fine. Yeah. And the braising is a different process, and the saddle, the legs and the saddle are different meat, like darker meat, which works more with the Amontillado. It's a weight thing, yeah?
Nice. I agree. I mean, it's all about mouthfeel and the balance and the complexity.
Oh, absolutely. The Amontillado is fantastic.
Wow.
That's even better. I prefer the Amontillado.
That's you? Amontillado.
That is perfect in my view.
In fact, I think that might be a bit light on. I think the Amontillado makes more sense.
That's beautiful.
That it works,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Really, really good.
And the Oloroso is the blood sausage. Oh, you're so right there. Whoa! Whoa!
It's so unctuous.
Whoa!
This is the Oloroso?
Oh, this is incredible.
Winner. I can't say chicken dinner.
Rub
Winner,
it
winner,
in.
rub
No,
it
that's Oloroso is beautiful.
Oloroso is perfect.
Incredible.
So,
Wow! Look, I just
so that's actually the,
that's the
the
winner
perfect
for
pair.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
and you would say that it's the heavier texturally speaking, plus you know.
We-
Well done. Hey, thank you so much, David. That was
Pleasure.
fantastic.
Thank you, Valerie.
Sharon, thank you so much. I learned so much,
Good.
and I'll definitely come back for more of this.
Yeah, you
And
can
I
eat
think
that
you
all day.
should. I think I could. Don't order one for two. Just get your own and just take your time. Order all the sherries that
But you know,
Sharon's gonna.
it's flavoursome, but it's not heavy.
No, it's
And
good.
that's the whole thing with David's take on food. It's you don't leave. You know, it's this.
She likes
It's
it
good.
that way. Yeah.
Oh well, we just love each other and what we do, and we are a great team. So yeah.
And I love you both. So thank you for having
Thank
me.
you, darling.
That was so fabulous.
Thank you.
And thank you
Cheers.
all
Thank you.
for sharing this fun with us.
Or sharing this time with us. Sorry.
And we'll and sharing this time.
Yeah.
See you next time.
Ciao.
Cheers.
Ciao.
Yep.
Delicious.